Goodbye, the Storm, a Guelph Storm podcast with myself, Ryan Drury, the voice of your Guelph Storm on Rogers TV. And I'm very pleased to be joined by another one of the newer faces in Storm City, Layne Gallacher. Layne, how are you, man?
Good, thanks. How are you?
It's great to have you on. I'm well. It's been fun to finally watch you on the ice. Back healthy. Great to see you back out there.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about adjusting obviously to not only being traded from the Brantford Bulldogs in that Jet Luchenko trade, but coming over and not being able to hit the ice right away with your new teammates and now being able to be in the mix. What's that whole period been like for you in Guelph so far?
Yeah, when I first got here, I couldn't play for a few weeks because I sprained my MCL. So once I got here, I would just work out. I would get like physio every day pretty much. And then once I was able to play, I was ready to go.
Now, obviously, getting moved from the Bulldogs, I think it's a reality of not only junior hockey, but pro, which I'm sure you're going to play someday. You get traded sometimes. And what was that experience like for you? Obviously, I know that Brantford will always be a special place for you getting to break into the OHL there, but what was it like getting moved and coming to the Guelph Storm?
Yeah, like obviously Brantford's a great team, great organization, but being traded, I was super excited when I got traded just because I know what we're building for not only this year, but next year with the Memorial Cup.
Obviously, that's kind of a big part of it, right? I mean, you get
Yeah,
moved and then you find out like, hey, I'm going to get an opportunity
yeah.
to be part of a Memorial Cup host. How exciting was that to find that out?
Yeah, I was super excited. Obviously, knowing what's to come next year, it's going to be awesome.
Now, I know that you were born in Brooklyn, Ontario, if I'm not mistaken, grew up kind of in that Whitby, Oshawa area.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, just tell people who aren't familiar with where you grew up a little bit about your hometown and maybe some of your earliest memories of playing the game and falling in love with it.
Yeah. So I lived in Brooklyn my whole life. I started to play hockey when I was like 4. I started playing Whitby until I was around 14, and then I moved to Oshawa for my U14 and U16 years.
Now, I was looking at your stats, which, everybody I'm sure did when you got traded, jumped on Hockey DB and had a peek at what you're up to in minor hockey. You had unbelievable years in minor. And tell
Thank
us a
you.
little bit about that Oshawa Generals, minor program and the impact that you think it had on you as a hockey player.
Yeah, so when I first got there in U14, we were a pretty good team, but we were building for U16. And in U16, at the start of the year, we weren't the greatest team, but during towards the end playoffs, we turned into a great team and made it to the quarterfinals of the OHL Cup.
Now, I know that minor hockey, it's some of the best memories you have as a hockey player. It's when you make some of your lifelong friends before you go off to junior. And, obviously your family and your parents are a huge part of your hockey journey. I know, but when you think about those minor hockey days, who are some people that stick out to you that really, really helped you along your hockey journey so far?
Yeah, I think my Whitby coach, I really liked him, but my Oshawa coach, his name's Tony Stabile. He really taught me how to play both sides of the game.
Layne, you're one of the faster players out there. Like you got incredible speed, and
Thank you.
I wonder growing up, like, was there a moment for you when you were in that kind of 11, 12, 13 age range where you started kind of noticing you were separating yourself a little bit from some of your peers? Like, when did that maybe happen for you?
Yeah, when I was super young, I always noticed I was like a pretty fast runner, like sprinting and stuff. And then when I was around that age, 11, 12, 13, I realized I was a pretty quick skater too.
I wonder, I talk to your teammates on here often about some of the little in-house competitions that go on with the teammates. Do you think you could outrun anybody else on the team?
Um, I think I could, yeah.
Yeah, 100-meter dash, you're coming out on top.
I don't know about first, but I think I'd be top 5, top 10 area. I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah, so you're going the humble route here. Okay,
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that. That's good. I wonder too, that age range, you're starting to kind of get looked at by OHL scouts. You're starting to think a little bit more seriously about your hockey future. And in order to get to this kind of level, Layne, like you got to start developing those pro habits. It's
Yeah,
part of
definitely.
kids' lives now. Like When did you start to kind of adopt some of those more pro mentality, eating right, taking care of yourself? When did that kind of come into the
Yeah,
mix for you?
I think after my U15 year going into U16, I thought I tried to eat healthier. I would go on runs too, and then as well work out in the summertime. Shoot pucks as well.
Do you have like a go-to cheat meal? What's like if you have a cheat day, what's the one thing you're grabbing?
Oh, anything that's sweet. I think I love anything
Okay.
that's sweet, like chocolate or candy or something like that.
Yeah, I've been known to get after a couple coffee crisps here and
Yeah,
there.
they're pretty
Like,
good.
what's the number one thing for you? Like, you got to pick one thing. You can have it right now. What's like number one treat for you?
I think Sour Patch Kids, the
Wow.
watermelon kind. Those are good.
Okay. So I'm not a giant Sour Patch guy, but the watermelon ones are the best.
Yeah, they're
They're
really
the
good.
they're the tip top. So I
Yeah,
respect that
definitely.
choice. I respect it.
Yeah,
When you're growing up, obviously, I'm sure like a lot of kids your age, you're watching NHL players, you're watching highlights on YouTube, you're trying to kind of incorporate some things into your own game. Who are some guys that you've watched over your life that you have really enjoyed watching and maybe tried to emulate a little bit?
yeah, yeah. I like he's a younger player. I like Matthew Nyes. I think physical player. He competes all the time. Um, and as well, like Anthony Cirelli, just the way he's able to play both sides of the puck.
I think this is the second straight week in a row we've gotten Anthony Cirelli shout outs, man. I love it. Well, and you're from an area where Anthony Cirelli is
Yeah,
almost a godlike figure, right?
yeah, definitely at the Generals.
Absolutely. Were you around? Like, did you go to a lot of Generals games when you were a kid? I'm sure you probably
Yeah,
did.
yeah, I did when I was younger. I don't know if I remember going to like when he was playing there, but yeah, I've gone to a lot of Generals games.
Pretty proud history there, obviously,
Yeah, definitely.
and a lot of winning,
Yeah,
including Anthony Cirelli. When you look at your game, for fans maybe that haven't been able to get down to the Sleeman Center and see you in action yet,
yeah,
how would you kind of describe your overall game on the ice?
yeah. I think I'm a smart player. I'm physical. I compete every shift, and I like to use my speed and make plays for my teammates and myself.
Now, we talked off the top, obviously, about, having to sit out for a little while. It's never fun to be injured. No one likes to watch
Yeah,
from the press box, but you get into that first home contest and you and Tyler Hopkins both make an immediate offensive impact,
yeah,
wearing the alternate jerseys too, the
yeah.
jockstrap jerseys. I got to get your take on that. What'd you think of the alternates, the jockstraps jerseys? They're pretty sharp, eh?
I do like them. I know some people they weren't big fans of them, but I like them. But I feel like I would have rather wear the real Guelph Storm jersey for my first game.
Well, now you're wearing them all the time,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I mean, hey, people will remember you in that jockstraps jersey for a
yeah,
long time now because,
yeah.
like I said, that first game you make an immediate impact. I mean, what's that feel like too? Like walking in, being able to score a goal with your new team right away.
Yeah, it feels great, and it also like helping the team win, and also scoring against my old team. That felt pretty nice as well.
Yeah, I'm sure that there was some exchange of text messages. I'm sure maybe direct chatter on the ice. When you break in with a team like Brantford, obviously they've had a lot of talented kids over the last number of years. Who are some guys that really helped you along early in your OHL days?
Yeah, I think Jake O'Brien and Merrick Van Acker. I think those guys were two great mentors for me.
Two studs too. Like,
Yeah. Oh
you're
yeah.
talking about some really good players,
Yeah,
eh?
definitely.
I'm curious too. Like, I haven't been able to make it down yet, but for people that aren't familiar yet with Brantford as a major junior market, like I haven't been able to get down to a game yet. I would love to go. Tell everybody a little bit about the atmosphere there and what it's like as a junior hockey town, because new arena's coming and it looks like they're going to be a staple there for a long time.
Yeah.
What's it like playing in Brantford?
Yeah, the atmosphere is great. The fans are great as well. Like the rink's like right now it's not the biggest, but I know they're getting a new rink, but it gets pretty loud in there for sure.
I've heard good things. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely. It's
obviously
great.
the team's kind of fun to watch right now
Yeah.
too,
Oh yeah.
which doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
I'm curious too. Just I like to always ask your teammates on here when I have them on for the first time about their equipment, and I'd like to start by asking: do you think if I asked any of your former teammates if you're superstitious about your equipment, what would they say?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I usually just put on everything left first. Like I'll put on my left skate,
That's pretty common.
left elbow pad. Yeah, that's pretty much it though.
Yeah, I don't think that that's a superstition even anymore.
No.
Like the left to right thing, I
Yeah,
think that's
a lot
pretty
of people do that.
common, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Tell us a little bit about your equipment, your skates, your stick, the flex, the curve. What's your setup?
Yeah, for my stick, I use the Flylight. I use the P28 77 Flex. And then for my skates, I was in the FT6s, and then I just got new ones. They're the FT8s, and they're nice.
Do you stick with skates for a long time or do you switch them fairly often? Like I know that there are some guys at the pro level that put a new pair on every game. I don't know how they do that. Or like
Yeah, that'd be pretty
do you
crazy.
tend to hold on to your skates for a long time?
Yeah, I like to hold on to them and make sure they're worked in. I know I got the pair I had before in around like May, and then I just switched them. So
Tell me a little bit about your first OHL game. Obviously, in your rookie year, you got into 9 games for Brantford, and then I know that you played a good majority of your regular season with the Ajax Pickering Raiders
yeah,
program. What was it like getting into that first OHL game? Obviously, a special night for you and your family.
yeah, it was pretty awesome. They told me it was. They told me they called me and they said I was going on like the North trip. So North Bay, Sudbury, and the Sioux. So it was pretty cool going on the bus with all the guys. But yeah, I played my first game in North Bay, and my parents made the trip, so it was pretty good.
Speaking of your parents, obviously being in Brantford and now in Guelph, you're not very far away from your
Not at
family.
all.
I'm sure that they're able to come to quite a few games. I'm
Yeah,
sure they're
definitely.
ecstatic about that.
Yeah, definitely. They've come to a lot of the Guelph games, which is really nice.
That's great to hear. Well, I'm looking forward to meeting them, obviously, at
Yeah, for
some
sure.
point. We'll have to get them up by the booth sometime.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I said, obviously, your family, like any hockey player, I mean, they're a huge influence on getting you where you are. Give mom and dad a shout out here and, just how special it is to be able to have them close by.
Yeah, it's great. Even when they don't come to the games, they're watching on TV and just telling me if I think I had a bad game, they're just telling me it's all good and just get back to the next game and stuff like that.
I don't think that they're telling you that very often lately, Layne. You've been pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think that there's negative reviews coming in here. Obviously you get into a new team. It's a younger team here in Guelph. And like you mentioned, the focus is on building for that Memorial Cup team next year. But how have you found it playing in the Royal City so far and the atmosphere at the Sleeman Center?
Yeah, it's great. I heard it was really good, but when I first got out there for my first game, I was pretty shocked by how loud the fans were and just how nice the arena is as well.
Yeah, it's a good time, man. The arena's so nice. They're filming TV shows there and stuff.
Yeah, I've heard
Pretty
actually.
Pretty incredible stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty.
heated rivalry. How about that at the Sleeman Center?
Yeah,
So maybe they're gonna have to get some of the Guelph Storm to make a cameo appearance in the next season or something. I
yeah,
mean,
that'd be pretty
they're in your
awesome. Yeah,
backyard. Come on, you can be a
yeah,
TV star. Why not? That'd be
yeah,
good.
definitely.
Now, I have to ask you this, being of distant Irish descent myself, Gallagher. I'm sure that there's
Yeah,
some Irish in there.
Scottish actually.
Oh, Scott. Okay,
Yeah,
there you
yeah,
go. How do you know like where it traces back to? Are you like up on where the family trees roots are?
yeah. My grandpa, he was born in Scotland, so and then my
Okay.
dad's dad, and then yeah, I would really like to visit that one day and maybe golf there as well.
Okay. So you're a golf guy. Like what's your handicap like? Are you a pretty good golfer? Like rate your
Mm.
game for me.
I'd say like I'm like a 7 out of 10. I don't really count handicap, but I'm okay.
You're okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Like I'm interested because like you're in the summer, you're going to get an invite obviously to the Garrett McFadden Invitational, which is, obviously a big day in the Guelph Storm calendar. So I'm waiting for a scouting report. It'll
yeah,
be
for
in the
sure.
summertime, but I'm excited to hear how you do it on the course 'cause there's some pretty good golfers on the team.
Are there?
I hear.
Yeah, yeah,
And some alumni return too, like Matt Potter's pretty good. He tells me Braden Bowman's pretty good. He tells me. So
yeah,
I'm interested to see how that works out for you.
yeah, for sure.
Obviously, having Scottish descent like golf, that's where golf was invented. Huge thing. Have you been able to get to any golf tournaments and take them in at all?
No, I haven't. I heard like watching golf in person is not the greatest, so
Yeah, it's a bit of a different vibe for sure,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
might have to get you out to the Canadian Open or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be pretty cool, actually.
That'd be great. Yeah. Okay, so you're a big golf guy. Now, here's the thing on this team that I hear all the time, and I'm sure that you've been able to experience this on the bus trips now. Are you involved in these card games that I hear about, these infamous euchre contests? Like, what's your take on that? And if you are involved, are you pretty good?
I I haven't been playing euchre with them yet, but
Okay.
at my like billet house with Patrick, we play euchre with our billet parents, and I just learned it actually a few months ago.
Okay, so you just picked it up. So you might have to, you guys might have to insert yourselves into the fray here and take
Yeah,
on the best.
yeah, definitely.
Okay. So I'm interested about that too, obviously. Getting traded, it's a whole experience. You have to come to a new city and everything, but you get to settle in with a guy that was your teammate in Brantford as well, and Patrick
Yeah,
Babin. So like that's gotta be a pretty positive experience. You two have kind of been through the same type of thing.
yeah, it's perfect actually. I remember when I got traded, I called him and I said we should billet each with each other, and then he texted me later and said, yeah, they told me we're billeting together, so it was pretty great.
Obviously a nice thing. What's he like as a roommate? Is he like a pretty tidy guy or
Yeah. That he is pretty tidy actually. I remember whenever I'm in his room, it's pretty tidy, so it's pretty good.
I have to ask this too because I've talked to just about everybody on the team about it. I get varying reviews. I'm sure you guys maybe on occasion play some NHL against each other. Where do you fit into that hierarchy? Are you one of the better players on the team or do you find yourself kind of somewhere in the middle?
I think I'm an okay NHL player, but I remember I was playing Noah. I played against him, and he beat me every time. So
Really? Okay.
yeah,
Like
he's a
yeah,
good player.
okay. So I've heard that he's pretty good. What about your roommate? Is your roommate a decent shell guy?
Um, we haven't played against each other yet. Actually, we should definitely do that.
Yeah, I want to hear back, okay? Because I
Yeah,
want to
for sure.
find out because I get told by different guys, oh, this guy's really good. This guy's the best. I actually had Will McFadden on here a few weeks ago, and he just absolutely sewered his billet brother Ryan, saying he says he's the poke check masher. He just mashes our one. So
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to have to get Singer on here to talk a little
Yeah.
bit about that. He's got to defend himself, all
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
So, on that note, speaking of Ryland Singh, you got to join him recently at a very prestigious event. You got to go to the Connor McDavid Top Prospects game up in Peterborough.
Yeah.
And obviously, your goaltender was there with you guys too, and Zach Jovanovski. All three of you guys had standout performances. What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, it was awesome. I remember I was at school and George called me, and then he called me and told me, and then right on Tuesday or Monday afternoon I left to go there, and then the whole thing was just run great by everyone, and it was pretty awesome to play with, and against some great players and like learn from them as well.
And your guys, your team did pretty well too. I mean, Team West obviously coming out on top of it.
Yeah,
And for yourself, you score a beautiful goal, and
thank
then
you.
you get to see your teammates score a great goal too.
Yeah,
And Rylan obviously picked up an assist too, and Zach Jovanovski was lights out in net.
yeah,
Like, it's a great thing to be able to go there and have a good individual performance, but your two teammates, like that had to have been pretty special for three of you guys. All three of you had a big impact on the game.
yeah. It was awesome for all of us to have a good game.
Now, one thing I want to ask you about too, obviously, is the coaching staff. And in junior hockey, I mean, it's all about teaching, it's all about picking up those great habits. And you've been pretty fortunate to have two pretty good, like high level, pro level players that, have
Yeah,
both played lengthy NHL careers, had great pro careers in Brantford and here in Guelph now with Corey Stillman, obviously Jay McKee on the other side of it. Like, what's that been like for you to have two guys that, your current coach won back-to-back Stanley Cups? Like, for a
yeah,
young player like yourself, what's it like to have guys like that to bounce things off of and learn from ultimately?
yeah. It's great. Definitely being able to learn from some lengthy NHL career players and learn from some great people as well. It's awesome.
When you found out you were coming to Guelph, obviously, you would have had a little bit of experience, with the franchise and the city and whatnot. How have you settled in? Do you have any like favorite parts of the Royal City that you've been able to kind of take in so far?
Yeah, it's been great. I haven't been out too much, but I know I really do like this food place, Zteca. We usually go there for lunch. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
It's
It's a
really
good
good.
spot. I'm sure that if you called ahead, they could set aside some Sour Patch Kids for you, maybe
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
mix those
definitely,
in.
definitely.
Um, Obviously, we're it's kind of hard to experience the city right now too, because I'm talking to you in the middle of January. We're buried under snow right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
But I wanted to ask you too, just about obviously the NHL Central Scouting rankings that came out just over 2 weeks ago now. You're ranked 62nd among North American skaters. Like, do you pay much attention to that throughout the year? Is that just something that you kind of look at in like May and go, oh, okay, I'm on the list?
yeah. I try not to focus too much attention on it. Just kind of distracting.
Yeah, I would agree, and I mean it's obviously not really affecting the way you or any of your teammates are playing because, like I said, since you've hit the ice, you've been playing really well.
Thank you.
In terms of knowing it's your draft year, and obviously having a dream of playing in the NHL someday, is there anything that you kind of set aside for yourself this year in terms of goals on improving aspects of your game? Like, did you get into September and go, I'd really, really like to work on X, Y, and Z? Like, what were some things that maybe
Yeah,
you kind of picked out for yourself?
yeah. I think just trying to be more physical and compete every shift. I think those two things are what scouts that they look for that stuff. So I think just trying to do that. And yeah,
Well, I think you've done that because, like I said, like the first goal you scored, you go crashing in behind the goal line and
yeah,
manage to chip it in. Like
yeah.
that's a play that'll stick out. That'll be on the highlight reel for the scouts. So I
Okay.
think that I think that that'll impress some people. Now, here's something I've been looking forward to asking you this in particular because if you don't have a suggestion, I have some ideas set aside here. I always ask guys if you were able to pick your own goal song, what would you pick? Is there something that jumps out? Because I have some suggestions.
Ah, anything that has to do with like Drake or Travis Scott, I think.
Okay, so
Uh,
you get a bit of the hip hop vibe going
yeah,
here.
yeah,
That
definitely.
that would be good. See, I'm a big classic rock guy. I like
Oh,
metal too,
yeah,
like
I
all
like
that
rock
stuff.
too. Yeah,
But here's what I'd suggest for you. Number one, because your name is Layne and the way it's spelt, Alice in Chains. Anything by Alice in Chains
yeah.
would be good for you, I think. Maybe
That's who
Man in the Box, some Rooster.
yeah, that's who I was named after actually, Lane Staley. So
You were named after Lane Staley?
yeah, my
Get
dad,
okay.
my
So
dad's a
your
rock
dad's the coolest guy of all time.
guy. Yeah, he's a big rock guy actually. So
Uh, now I have to meet Mr. Gallagher. Mr. Gallagher, if you're watching this, please come by the booth. I would love to discuss some
yeah,
Lane Staley with you. That's fantastic. I was
yeah,
just like kind of half joking, but you're actually named after Lane.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, definitely.
Wow. Okay. So your dad's got some good taste. So any
Yeah,
Alice in Chains stuff would be good for you,
yeah, that'd be good.
or Life in the Fast Lane by the Eagles.
Yeah, that's a good one actually.
Life in the Fast Lane?
That's
I
a good
might
one.
mix it into my next goal call. You never know. All
Yeah,
right.
that'd be
So
great actually.
I think one of those, although since you're named after Lane Staley, which is blowing my mind, I think Alice in Chains is the way we got to go. We're gonna settle on
Yeah,
one for
I
you.
think
I like that
yeah,
a lot.
I think Alice in Chains would be good.
100%. One of the best bands of all time. Now, I want to ask you too. Obviously, you've discovered this. This dressing room loves their country. Are
Yeah,
you in the mix there? Like, are you a big country guy, or is it something you've kind of had to absorb?
I um I used to not be a country guy at all, but this summer
Okay.
actually I picked up country music. I actually like it now.
There's a couple, yeah. So there's a couple that stick out for you. Like, do you have any favorites that you've kind of bonded with your teammates over because they love their country in there, man?
Yeah, my favorite right now is probably Zach Bryan or Sam Barber. My
Yeah,
favorite.
that's a good one. Both
Yeah,
both those dudes are,
yeah.
the country. I was raised on like the '90s country scene,
Okay.
so I'm more in the Tim McGraw, Alan
Yeah,
Jackson, Brooks and Dunn
Okay,
type of
yeah.
stuff. So I'm not as familiar with the new country scene, but I hear it in the dressing room, and I know you guys are blasting it in there. If you had control of the aux cord for a night, like what are you throwing on?
I think either hip hop or like EDM. I think I do
Okay.
like EDM. Yeah,
I don't mind that. A little Avicii.
yeah, yeah. Level is great, great song.
That was, yeah, that's the one. You should check out that documentary about Avicii on
Yeah,
Netflix. I think it's on Netflix.
is
It's
it on
really good.
Netflix? Okay, yeah, I'll have to.
I think it's called I'm Tim because
Okay.
his name was Tim. It's super interesting documentary. And on that note too, I want to ask you, you go on road trips, you're in the hotel room. Like, are you a big Netflix guy? Do you kind of just listen to music, do your own thing? Like, what are you throwing on if it's a Netflix night?
I think I haven't finished Stranger Things yet, so I got to finish
Okay.
season 5 of that. Yeah, I think I'd
I
try for that one.
I recently finished it. What a
Is it
ride!
is it
You'll
good?
a lot of people don't like it, but people
Really?
complain about the end of
Yeah,
stuff all the time.
yeah, that's true.
I thought it was good.
Yeah,
I thought it was
I've heard it's
good.
pretty good. Yeah.
You'll like it. If you want when you finish Stranger Things, and you're obviously a little busier than I am, but the next thing you should jump on, check out Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders.
Really, really the best Netflix show of all time.
Is it okay?
Like
Yeah, I'll have to check that one out. I think I've seen some clips on like TikTok or whatever, but yeah.
it blew up on TikTok for sure. It's Killian Murphy. He's really
Yeah.
good in it for
Yeah.
sure. Well, dude, listen, Layne, it's a pleasure to have you in the Royal City. We've been
Yeah.
really impressed with the way you're playing. Keep
Thank you.
doing your thing. You got to tell your dad I got to talk to him.
Yeah, well,
We got to bond over some Allison
yeah,
Chains.
for
I
sure.
love that you're named after Lane Staley. That's just so funny, man. I love it. Like I said, man, really enjoy watching you play. It's great to
Thank you.
have you here. Keep doing your thing. Thanks so much for doing this,
Yeah,
eh?
thank you as well.
All right, everybody, remember, you can find this podcast on all your favorite podcast apps, YouTube, the team website. And if you want to come down to the Sleeman Center and watch Layne Gallacher and his teammates play, maybe blasting some Allison Chains, who knows? We'll
Yeah.
get that going in the dressing room. You can get your tickets on the team website or at the box office at the Sleeman Center. We'll be back next week with more Eye of the Storm.